Evening everyone, welcome back, all that stuff. Okay, so a message to Decca Heggie. Decca, from one fighting man to another. Get off your backside and make a video right this minute and tell him straight to his face, straight on camera, you're a liar. Or better still, march up the road, go knock on his door, go over to a field or so. I know there's a field about a mile away from both your gaffs, yeah, Teddy's field, yeah, and just get it on. Forget, no more training camps, no more 6 months again. Look, mate, you've been in and out of prison for 2 years. You should have come out tonks. You should have come out fit. I know people that go in prison, they come out looking like $1 million. Do you know what I mean? They've been lifting the weights, looking after themselves, you know, not like when they're on the outside, you know, with all the bad vices. Do you get me? No more 6 months training camps. You're not ready to fight. Listen, a street fight. We're talking about a street fight. Not in the gym. Not in a ring. Not under any of these Mickey Mouse platforms like the 3D Fight Club, Bad to the Bone, etc., etc. You know, have a street fight. It won't take... Look, a street fight won't last even a minute anyway. Do you know what I mean? None of my fights ever went past, I think, 40 seconds. The longest fight I had was about 38 seconds. Do you know what I mean? So... you need to grow a pair now, you know, leave the substances alone, or if you need a bit of Dutch courage, take some of your tablets and a couple of shots of fucking vodka or something and get round and just put it on him, mate. Put it on him, because this bullying, this name calling, your reputation is down the fucking toilet, mate. Some people will say, just so, you know what I mean, justified, you know, but, that's for you to prove all the doubters wrong. Once you've caved his head in on the floor, then you can make him say, you know, am I a pervert? Am I? And then just, you know, boom, 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 some more on the floor. Get his head, whack it on the pavement a few times, bring him up, say to him, is it going to stop? You know, boom, boom, boom. Once his mouth spewing up blood, trust me, mate, you won't be getting bullied online anymore. Look, what would have this... Look, imagine this had happened to real fighting men. You know, Lenny McLean, Roy Pretty Boy Shaw. The ticking time bomb. You know them men would have marched around there. It would have fucking kicked off. There would have been no more, oh, I need 6 months. You can see I'm on the, you know, I'm on prescription drugs. You know, I'm on this... I haven't been feeling good. I've been feeling very down. You know, a street fight will take 30 seconds, a minute, look, minute tops. You don't need a training camp for that. People have street fights every day for a grudge. Yeah, someone said the wrong thing, they're around there straight away. You know what I mean? Having it out with them. They're not like, oh well, you know what? I need 3 months, 6 months. We'll do it in a ring in a controlled environment. We can make some money. This is more than money. This is two men's reputation on the line. I've got nothing against Danny. I know people think, oh, you know, well, you know, don't big up Danny, don't big up Decca. I ain't sucking no one's balls. I'm not on here like everyone else. I don't take sides. The one person I support on this YouTube is Dr. Rackpool, and only Dr. Rackpool, you know? I have friends, I have people that I like, you know what I mean? I admire their content. But that's as far as it goes. The one person I support is Dr. Rackpool. If you're on here because you feel I'm praising or bigging up or supporting someone you like, so you're only here because I'm supporting one of your heroes, then you're in the wrong place. Because this is a channel where we call everyone mush. You know, this is real talk. This ain't no brown nosing, you know what I mean, butt licking. If you want all that shit, mate, you'll go elsewhere. If you want the real talk from a man that's been there, done it, gangland enforcer, villain, undefeated fighter, you know, 98-0. And yes, because I don't come on here. I had a rematch with the Bruiser. Remember I had a fight with the Bruiser? That's the first fight I'd had in years, yeah? Recently. You know, remember I had 2 shiners. I made a video about it. Well, we had a rematch. He wanted to go again. So yeah, at the end of summer, we went at it again. It was 98-0. You know, I've done the business. Again, I smashed him around. Do you know what I mean? I just went fucking ballistic. When I go crazy. I see the red mist. I take on 10 men. 20 men, 30 men. I go fucking ballistic. Nothing can stop me. Not no one, not nobody. I am an uncontrollable fucking force. I just steam in. I go ballistic. My only motto is attack, attack, attack. I won't stop. I can't stop. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Decca, Derek Gordon Beggy, growing a pair. Instead of coming on always on YouTube, being a victim, complaining about your mental health, complaining that you're in a dark place. You know what I mean? You've done 2 years in prison and you've come out and you look fucking worse than you did before you went in, if that's possible. Should have come out looking fucking tonks, you know, hit the weights. Do you know what I mean? Hit, you know. Getting a lot of notifications, it must be that time of the day, sorry. Yeah, so let's have it. You know, may the best man win. If Danny's the better man, he's the fitter man. But like I said, it's a street fight. It will be over and done with quick. It's whoever's the strongest man. It's going to be a bit of grappling. There's going to be some punches. Just go in it. All right. Decca was battered by 9 stone Robbie Brown a couple of years ago. That was his last fight. Of course, that's enough to destroy anyone's confidence. Do you know what I mean? You know? But that's his own fault. That's his own fault. Because he didn't have no fire in his belly. He didn't want to be Mr. Nasty. He wanted to be everyone's friend. Do you remember? Shake hands, boys. Shake hands. Touch. No happy, no happy. Yeah. You've got to be Mr. Nasty when you go into a fight. Not go into a fight showing your opponent respect. This respect has got to be earned first. You don't respect them before you fight them. Have to fight. Claw back some sort of respectability for you, yourself, and your family instead of becoming a meme. You're a YouTube meme. I mean, there's like mints about you. There's mints. Do you know what I mean? And Danny's just driving around like he's so self-righteous. He's so cocky. You know? But because he's done the work. He's done the training. He's done the fighting. While you've been sat there thinking, oh, mummy, I want some YouTube frippy, my friend. No one's going to be your friend. You have to earn that respect back, mate. You know what I mean? And, you know, forget it. I don't want to hear like, no, we do it on this platform. We do it in 6 months' time. We do it next summer. You know what I mean? We're talking a lot of street fight. Of course. I don't think there should be any eye gouging. Do you know what I mean? Biting, all that shit, you know, elbows. But, you know, as far as everything else goes, all in. You know what I mean? Time to put up or shut up. Instead of coming on here, you know, talking about the shadow quitter, Liam flies, you know. Stop being a victim. Stop being a victim, mate. It's time to put up or shut up. You know what I mean? Saint Danny has a criminal past just as bad as yours. You know? Some would say worse. So, you know, he claims you're not liked in all of Carlisle. Maybe move at your parents' house, give them some space, get a little flat, get a little bachelor flat, and then go and, you know what I mean, this is what I'd do. Go and get your revenge on all the people that you claim have destroyed your life. Even though you have to accept the blame for some of the shit you brought on is down to your own stupidity, ignorance, and you know what I mean? And it don't look good, does it, when you're doing silly things on the train in the toilet? You know, it's hard to back anyone up, you know what I mean? And you've got all these accusations. But like I said, all that lot, they're no better. They're no better. They need to get off the moral high ground, get off their fucking aisles, because they're no better. Do you get me? I mean, this has been a long time coming. This was, I think, 4 or 5 years ago, this fight, yeah? You see Paul Dumbo Venice when he was doing the fair play for the fight? When Dean and Dougie was shouting, Venice was like that. Yeah, he's doing me, mate. Yeah. Danny's not my mate. Yeah. Never seen him before. Yeah. Nothing to do, mate. The hardest doorman. The hardest fighter. 35 fights. K1. Nobody's ever heard of them. Nobody's ever heard of the titles. I've seen a few. I was watching some of Venice's fights on YouTube, on my telly the other day when I was doing my cardio, yeah, my exercise bike, yeah? You know, no, he plods around. I mean, the other fighters were mediocre. Do you know what I mean? All right, they weren't like just, oi, the taxi driver, you're a bit fat, oi, do you want a silver medal, mate? Get in there with Venice. Do you know what I mean? But they weren't of high pedigree. They weren't like gifted fighting men. Do you know what I mean? They were just your run of the mill, you know, like everyone you'd see in your local boozer on a Friday, Saturday night. You know what I mean? You know, just and maybe spend a couple of days in the gym. You know, doing a bit of pad work or some. It wasn't impressive. I wasn't impressed. I mean. But that's just me. Anyway, people, have a good time. I will see you very soon. God bless.